This is one of the last movies Ranish Shukla took as he and his family were packing up, getting ready to move out of their Overland Park apartment. He said he left the apartment perfect.
It was neat and clean state. I personally cleaned everything.
So you can imagine his surprise when Corbin Green's Apartments in Overland Park sent him this, claiming he owed them $3,600 for damaging the granite kitchen countertops, supposedly so badly they would have to be replaced. Ranish, his wife, and 2 children only lived in Corbin Greens for 6 months after moving to the United States from India.
I feel this is unethical behavior, and I feel they are taking the advantage of my situations because I am new to this country.
Which is why he called Fox 4 problem solvers. We had never heard of a complex demanding money to replace granite kitchen countertops, which, if sealed properly, are difficult to damage. Corbin Green sent Ranish these 3 photos that it said showed the damage. But a granite expert pointed out to Fox 4 problem solvers that one of the photos shows a rust mark, which is inherent in the granite itself and wouldn't have been caused by Rajneesh. The other appears to show only the reflection of a cell phone on the countertop. You can even see the person's fingers holding the phone. The third one does show a dark mark on the back of the granite, something Rajneesh believes may have existed before he moved in. Rajneesh said he was unable to document the condition of the apartment when he moved in because the complex wouldn't let him perform an inspection. That's against Kansas law, says attorney Peter Robertson.
In fact, there's a statute that requires that the landlord and tenant shall jointly do a walkthrough and an inspection.
But Corbin Green said it did allow Rajneesh to report problems about the condition of the apartment after he moved in, and Rajneesh never reported any problem with the granite. Corbin Greens is owned by Sentinel Real Estate, a New York-based company that owns apartments across the country, including 3 in Johnson County. A spokeswoman told us that Rajneesh was responsible for leaving the apartment in the condition in which he found it. When we pointed out problems in the supposed damage depicted in the photos Rajneesh was sent, she then sent us 2 completely different photos of stains on Rajneesh's granite, which were far worse than the ones in the first set of photos. These new photos showed granite stains so deeply that it penetrated through to the other side. Rajneesh told us he'd never seen those photos and denied the stains were from his kitchen. We showed the new set of photos to granite expert Jake Mankin, owner of Central Services in Kansas City. He said it would be difficult to stain granite that deeply if the apartment complex was regularly sealing it.
Olive oils, citrus, cooked meats, raw meats. The typical sealer, a stone sealer, should not let that penetrate, and for sure not to that degree.
Plus, Mankin said a typical sealer will protect granite for years. Remember, Rajneesh only lived in the apartment 6 months. Corbin Greens insisted to us that it seals the granite prior to each tenant moving in. But does it really? According to a lawsuit filed 5 years ago against Corbin Greens, the granite was not sealed regularly. Despite that, it tried to charge the renter $2,900 for damages. The judge found in the renter's favor. Fox 4 problem solvers tracked down that former renter, who told us a Corbin Greens employee admitted that the granite wasn't sealed regularly. The renter told us he sued Corbin Greens because he was outraged by what they were charging him, and he said he was not the first person to get hit with that charge. A friend of his was also ordered to pay for new countertops. In fact, a manager at Corbin Greens told problem solvers it charges people to replace granite countertops all the time. Ranish has since moved to Texas, making it too difficult and too expensive to fight Corbin Greens in a Kansas court. But he's still upset about the money he lost.
Which is a huge amount of money.
Next time, he says, he'll insist on a move-in inspection, and he'll take pictures of everything, the day he arrives and the day he leaves. Linda Wager, Fox 4 Problem Solvers.